So the next tab within the settlement system is the review tab. So if I click on that, you will see that we have the option to load the settlement review or refresh all accounting ticket information. So we're going to go ahead and click on the load settlement review button. And what this will do is it'll pull up a series of potentially flagged items to look at, much like the ticket review system used within the accounting system for invoices. But you can see that it's got different tiles in here. So we can go ahead and kind of like that, we can click on any of these tiles, or we can use the bottom to navigate, or click on the next and back button up here on the top to kind of run through it. But the first thing you'll notice right here, we have carriers that have active equipment but no tickets. So these may be carriers where you still have the truck or trailer set up saying that it's active within the system, which means you might be paying insurance on it potentially. But the carrier is not operating any on there. So these are kind of situations where you may need to go in and make sure the equipment's been correctly reassigned or deactivated or moved off of the insurance, or check why a carrier may not have any tickets, which potentially means maybe somebody accidentally created a duplicate carrier. Whatever the case in here, it'll flag these carriers. You can see we've got a bunch of these. Obviously, the test carrier probably shouldn't have anything. But in here we have active truck and trailer counts as well as the number of tickets. So what we can do is view the carrier and kind of track through and see what is going on in here. And we'll go through this window in a little bit because it gives quite a bit of information. But back to the review, you can see that we have ticket invoice errors. So if you come into here, you can see tickets and any of the errors that may have failed to calculate, or any of the subtotals that failed to calculate. So in here we have a bunch where the invoice didn't necessarily show up in here. So we come into here, we could come into the invoice tab, and you could see that there is a problem on the fuel surcharge. So it looks like that's why it doesn't total up there. But usually these will probably be resolved in the invoice process rather than the settlement process. But if there's any that slip through the cracks, you can catch them in here. If there's any errors with withholdings, either recurring or otherwise, or fuel receipts, or any of the reimbursements, those will be flagged here. Monitored carriers allows you to go in and within LoadCall select any carriers that you kind of want to monitor more closely if they have kind of a problematic history of not being good about keeping up on different withholdings and things. You can do that. If there's any negative balances or negative statements or ending balances, then those get caught in here as well as any other kind of issues with the percent payouts are recurring. But you can see right here we've got these two where we loaded in probably the fuel receipts on these, which is kind of setting it back quite far because I don't have a full set of tickets in here. But pretty useful to come in here and check on all of the potential errors in here and find any flagged issues, either with the way the invoices are being calculated out or any of the other components of your settlement. So that's the review tab within settlements.